All right, guys, welcome to this week's edition of Fan Reacts to NFL Games. Oh my goodness, man. Why in the world is this so hard for us? Why is this so bad? Why in the world can't we play good? Oh, we're the worst team in the league, buddy. Those first two games were a fluke. That was fake tough right there. Fake tough that against the might of Rodgers is useless. Oh my gosh, it's beautiful. It's beautiful, you guys. Rodgers didn't get injured on our field. He was passing to Garrett Wilson, Conklin, everybody. Everybody was getting in on the action. This is what it's like to have a franchise quarterback. Oh my gosh. Yes, my boy, we haven't had a quarterback like this since Namath, since well before you were born. Oh my gosh. The Browns might be the worst team in the league. I don't know how we managed it with our shoddy O-line and the way we gave up sacks last year like it was free candy on Halloween. My God, how in the world are we gonna win this? Malik Neighbors is the chosen one. We can't even beat the Giants. We are some poor, washed-up team with a has-been QB that needs a massage after every game, and our defense is now faltering. What kind of culture is this? Collapse culture? Is that a thing? Oh no, man, why? Oh man, looks like our QB can do well, and then 2 plays later, he's throwing picks, or he's throwing a ball 10 feet above a guy on a sideline pass. Golly, we thought Caleb was a generational talent. We didn't think he was going to be an erratic, temperamental, mentally weak kid. Like, goodness gracious, don't we have offensive coaching? My lord. Even we can beat the Bears. Even we can get after Caleb. And if you can put pressure on Caleb, you can make your defense look way better than it actually is. Everyone's going to be picking up those defenses that are playing against Caleb in fantasy. Now that every time he gets blitzed, he's just heaving one up for grabs. Goodness gracious. It's like Madden playing against this guy. Oh my goodness. I thought we had a chance going into Minnesota, who surprisingly looks like a lot better of a team. Maybe this is just a sign that we're not that great this season. You know, we barely eked out against the Bears. And then we go up against Minnesota, and goodness gracious, with no run game, this is a team that isn't to be trifled with. Yo, my name is Sam Darnold, and while I don't sound like I have a deep, burly voice that'll carry many men, I will carry many men and throw the most touchdowns in the league. Hey, if last year Dak could be the league leader in touchdown passes, why can't I? Oh my goodness, man. Hey, let's just call the league and bribe them, and then maybe they'll give us free plays on the script. Who in the world doesn't recognize Goddard as a tight end? My goodness, yeah, just let him run free down the sideline, ultimately clinching the other team's fate. And then this run by Saquon. Dude doesn't even have to stiff arm. Dude barely has to do any moves. He's doing a bunch of kind of side steps to put distance between him and the DBs. My goodness, I've never seen a more free 65-yard run in my life. Thank goodness we got a couple of these free plays, man, because we did not play well except on defense against the supposed top offense. Oh, my lord. If we go up against a team 1 week that it's essentially free running yards, we look like we're the next top offense to break the records in the NFL. But since we're playing Philadelphia, who can play against the run, we might as well have a running back with one leg. What is wrong with us? And boy, oh boy, even with a shot to win this game, a reasonable shot to at least tie it and send to overtime, why in the world does Carr look like he reverted back to how he was last year? Throwing a free pick to a single high safety when we got a guy on the right who clearly looks like he's ahead of his dude. What kind of tunnel visioning crap is that when he's been dishing up dimes all up until this game? Oh man, we should play Herbert, man. It isn't like we're up against a defense that has been getting after quarterbacks and giving them headaches, aches, and pains along with it, both in the brain and in the body. Yeah, he might be the most mobile quarterback that the Steelers have faced all year, but he's got a high ankle sprain. He ain't running nowhere. Goodness gracious, this is our year. We not only have a defense that is playing like how the rest of the league needs to be playing, but infinitely better. And with how all these offenses are struggling with the pass and can't pass the ball, we have the icing on the cake because we can play both against the pass and the run. What a freak TJ Watt is. I don't know what he did in the offseason, but goodness gracious, is he a monster. I think really not being a 99 overall in Madden really got to him, and he's like, I'll show you a 99. Now that Aaron Donald is out of the league, that is truly dominant and cannot be stopped. What a time it is to be Pittsburgh. And thank God we're not studying that guy Russ. Dude is an old geezer that's as fragile as glass. Guy says he's the best he's ever felt, but he's not. And thank goodness we got Justin Fields. Otherwise, who the heck knows who our backup would be? No, seriously. Who would our backup be? We're Denver. And while we're just a bunch of maniacal wild horses, metaphorically, because of our team name and logo, we're going to run right over these seafaring individuals that are on a boat. How is that even realistic? Could you imagine a bunch of horses on a boat trampling and running over a bunch of buccaneers, man? A bunch of savages who loot, pillage, and destroy other teams? Yeah, we can go up against lions, but when it comes down to horses, we can't do a goddamn thing. Oh boy. Malik the Freak Willis goes back for what is an apparent non-revenge game, even though everyone's making it out to be. And then all of these guys on their team, hey, he may not be treating it like a revenge game, but I want to go out and win this game for Willis. My God, leading rusher, leading passer, obviously. This guy is the chosen one. Maybe we can trade him back to the Titans for a third-round pick. We're the Titans. We shit-talk against the run. And not only do we not defend the run very well, but we let a QB who used to be on our team, who we should know his ins, ands, abouts, and everything about him, but he's going to pass on us and drop dimes. He's going to hook up guys like Christian Watson, who's going to jump 5 feet in the air or whatever it was, you know, even if he's not going to get extra yards because of it, because he wants to help this guy win against his former team. Maybe Will Levis isn't the answer. But then again, if he could just cut down on these free interceptions that he's been throwing down, he could be good. We're Carolina. We got a guy who AJ's Hawk nickname is the Red Rocket. And then I hear people calling him the Red Ryder BB gun. And I'm like, which is accurate? I feel like the Red Ryder BB gun wouldn't be enough to take down an NFL team. So Red Rocket, I feel like, is more appropriate. What in the world is happening in this division? Carolina can still compete for the division, even though, we have clear-cut teams like the Buccaneers and, and even the Saints, and then even the Falcons, are playing, not as well as up to expectations. We're supposed to be one of the worst teams in the league. Let's just go out and nuke one of these guys and make Max Crosby look like he's a useless pass rusher. We're the Raiders. Not only the week before did we come back and beat the Ravens, but we aren't going to play against a team that is a land animal. So maybe we can only beat teams that are bird-themed teams. We're the Dolphins. We don't have a QB. We don't have a defense either in the first half. We gave up 17 of the 24 points in the first quarter. This is not the way it's supposed to go. We're either going to have Tim Boyle or Huntley at QB next week, which may or may not be an improvement to what Skylar Thompson did, who, to be honest, had a good completion percentage but was not able to push it downfield. So what is happening with us, and when is Tua going to come back? We're the Seahawks. We finally look like we have a promising offense, picking on a wounded Dolphins team that is only really wounded because they don't have their star QB. We're going to put up 17 in the first quarter and look like this is going to be a one big fat blowout. But then we're going to go into hibernation and only score one TD at the end of the game. I still think that this is a talented and super talented offense, even without Kenneth Walker. But when are they ever going to score consistently? Why are they a boom or bust offense with this much talent? It makes no sense. We got rid of the O coordinator that held us back last year, but it looks like more of the same. Let's just see how long we can keep this win streak going when our defense is injured as all hell, if you're referring to the Rams and Niners. We're Detroit. We looked like we were handling the Cardinals, but near the end of the game, goodness gracious, we couldn't do anything in the second half. We have this offensive genius guru, offensive coordinator, that apparently he's so good and he's like, I'm coming back for another run. Same personnel, essentially same offense, but we're not going to perform any better than we did last year. We're the Cardinals. We've had some good games already this year. Marvin Harrison absolutely popped off last week. But now I think that Kyler is getting too attached. Oh, it's not my job to throw to him, but I'm going to throw to him. And I'm going to, after having my, the best week I've ever had the previous week, I'm going to try to force it to Marvin Harrison. Oh, this guy isn't a magician. He's not going to somehow appear with the ball in his hands when it is picked off between the quarterback and himself. Like, what are you thinking, Kyler? You've got to do a mental check because you guys could be special, but you cannot be forcing footballs to players just because you think that, oh, he's going to catch everything I throw at him. We're the Ravens. And we're going to essentially steamroll the Cowboys, kind of like how the Saints did the week before. Oh no, the Cowboys defense, for whatever reason, wakes up and starts stopping the run. How does that even work? We've got King Henry, who's the Iron Man of running backs. And he's going to keep on running it on them. And what's up with the Cowboys? If you played with this much flair from behind like you did in all of your games, you may not be 1-2. You may have still lost a game to the Saints, but you should be 2-1. Goodness gracious, you're looking like a disgrace this year. And while I'll say I'm happy to see it, it's kind of crazy your fall from grace from being a regular season juggernaut to being a non-regular season juggernaut. We're San Fran. We are going to play a tough game, and Jawan Jennings is going to look like he should have gotten paid over Ayuk because Ayuk only has like 60-some yards. Yeah, what did we pay Ayuk for? Why did we draft a guy who then, got shot and I guess can't play? So now we have virtually no depth, with Deebo Samuel and Kittle out and McCaffrey. Now, those are their big three as far as I'm concerned on offense. And then Jennings, as far as I'm concerned, should be the number 2 wide receiver after this game. That dude not only plays his heart out for San Fran, but he deserves a gold medal for taking the pay that he did and putting up with this crap with Ayuk and not asking for a trade. Because if I were him and my team were continuing to suffer and I kept having to bail him out, I would be asking for a trade and getting out of San Fran while I still can. We're the Rams. I can't believe I'm saying this, but who needs Puka and Cooper? Oh my goodness, no, we need Puka and Cooper. Because even though Matthew Stafford will will us to victory and play his absolute heart out regardless of what players he has at wide receiver, this guy is fired up every game to try and ball out against everyone. And don't worry, Rams, you did America a favor in beating the Niners, who look like they are a mortal team this year. We can't keep letting them get away with this. Why in the world do you have a shot to win the game, Atlanta? And you are calling the what kind of plays are you calling? Don't get me wrong, I get it. You had one of these Chiefs calls or whatever you want to call it, where it's like, oh man, this is screwing us. But then you get a couple of calls of your own and you still can't convert. Kirk Cousins looked better. He didn't look like he was, flailing his arm and sending these balls to the spots that he doesn't intend this game. But like, goodness gracious, don't you have enough offensive weapons? You should be able to do stuff in the end zone. Yes, I get it. You're up against a guy named Spagnuolo, but like, who cares? Run some scheme stuff. Run some creative stuff that's going to get you in. The Chiefs are getting luckier this year than I feel like we've ever seen them get lucky. What is happening? We're Jacksonville. We're the team that looks like we are not legit. Years and years of getting players that we need, drafting players that are good, drafting players that can do things, but at the earliest sight of a demolition or the other team's playing hardball, we soften up and we can't do anything. Trevor Lawrence looks like he's not the little train that could. He's looking like the little train that's paranoid at getting derailed almost every single play, watching for sacks, trying to do moves, trying to do like 4 moves one play and then still going down with a sack. He does not look like he's feeling secure behind that O-line. And that is only going to hurt your team since you don't have a good running attack right now. We're the Bills. We're playing every team as if we hate them. We want to run over every single team that we play against. Josh Allen looks like he's the MVP of the league. Oh, people were like, oh, Josh Allen's overrated. He's overrated, guys. I don't like this dude, and I don't like all the hype he gets. If only he had an offensive coach that could untap all of his talent and make it so he doesn't have to play hero ball every 3 downs. Goodness gracious, I think we have awoken the beast. And that beast is Josh Allen. We're Washington. We run a college offense. A college offense that'll make the Bengals regret playing us. Oh, you think that you have it tough with all your injuries and that sort of thing? You think you have it tough, Bengals? Oh, this game you get all your weapons back and they're going to see them make plays? Well, guess what? You're not going to be able to stop the Commanders, who are almost always guaranteed to get at least 3 points a drive this season. Boy, Daniels is going to pass it for his first TD to a guy who's over 300 pounds. And he's going to make it look like it's easy. And then he's going to take the ball anyway, even though that's that lineman's probably only TD, potentially, because he's a backup lineman. What a game. And what a completion percentage to set the highest completion percentage ever in a game. And let's not forget about Scary Terry. He's going to go out there and he's going to make this college offense look like it was brilliant. He's going to go and jump up against these guys that are like, oh, we can guard Scary Terry one-on-one. No, you can't. He's scary for a reason. All right, guys, and with that, that is going to conclude this week's fans' reaction to NFL games. If you like the video or you want to comment about your own personal takes about the game, I will try to respond to as many as I can. But if you like the content, I post every Tuesday and Friday. And I would like to thank you for watching if you got to the end. And as always, go Pack Go.